Alright, so this tub came off a pretty rotted out Jeep. The guy was cutting it down. You can see it's already been patched one time. They rebuilt the back part here where it rotted out, and then that rotted out. It's so rusty we couldn't even get the tank shield off. I'm not concerned about that. All I need is the floor and part of the fenders. And we're going to cut these body mounts right out of it, because as you can see they're crap anyway. I could probably just lift the body off. We're going to pop that apart and get this body stripped down so this whole piece of frame can go to scrap. And then I can start cutting the body where I need it, start getting the sheet metal I want. That's one serious mess. So the original body bolts I was just taking out are these two here. They actually came right out, which means the floor is in good shape. That makes me happy. However, the back sections, yeah, it's not so much. There's nothing left of those, which means all of this area underneath the tub here has to be rebuilt. It'll be similar to the previous tub we did. Cut all the rust out and just start from scratch and see what we got. Alright, so what the goal is here is we want to find the center of the wheel on both of these. Now on this one here it's easy because it's not rotted. We have the locating holes for the flares, which if you look at the flares it's pretty much dead center. I can find this one relatively easy. On this one however it's all rotted out and they bondoed everything shut. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to find the center of the wheel based on this this body line right here. And of course we're going to come over here and we're going to drop the center line on that one and find out where it is. So in this particular case we're going to go off of this, which we know is about 14 and a half, 14 and 5/8. They give you a little bit of room, 14 and 3/4, give or take. So let's find the center of that will be 7 and 3/8. See it over here. Gives us a line. Now we know that this line is about center, so we're going to say it's 21 and 5/8 from the body line forward. Right about there. Of course, this is right about and close enough. Right, there's your center line. Now the other thing we want to do is we want to keep as much of this sheet metal as possible. This one's not rotted and this one is, it's toast. So when I bring this body line back, I'm going to come right back into here. But we're not going to take this profile off, so we're going to try to cut. Okay, so when we do this, this body is not, when we do this, this body here is not all rotted out. So we want to use as much of this sheet metal right here to carry on and replace some of this rotted sheet metal. So inside here you can feel that there is sheet metal. There's a ton of Bondo on it. So we're going to end up breaking off a lot of this Bondo and seeing what we have to work with. If we have the sheet metal in behind, then we'll use that and we'll follow our straight line. If we don't, we're going to have to cut it out. lot of Bondo on this buggy. Okay, so what we're looking at here is this one has the rounded TJ style inner fender. We want to maintain the YJ fender. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this sheet metal and we're going to peel it off of the inside lip of this so that we can go back to this original lip and spot weld through the side of the fender. So what we need to find is how far up this fender we can go, which will be on this side of the fender. We're going to remove some of that sheet metal. I want to use as much of this as possible, and we're going to take this straight up to make life easy, and then we're going to transpose that. We're going to transpose that measurement right here onto this tub. We're going to trim away this sheet metal, leaving the inner fender. Alright, so what you're looking at is we took the center line. We determined that I had enough sheet metal left on this tub. I wish I had more, but I had 10.5 extra inches, 10.5 inches past that I could draw a straight line that would be easy to work with on the back tub. So all I did was move that cut line from the original center back 10.5. I came in, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch, just to give myself a little bit of leeway so I can adjust it when I go to weld them together. And then what I'm going to do now is I want to save this section of the fender, so I have to just trim away bits and pieces of this until all that's left is the original lip underneath. I may have to do a little repair on it, but I'm not worried about that. Projects like this are not for the faint of heart. If you don't like repairing rust, well, you got to find yourself a tub without rust. But anyways, so I'm going to clean this part off and then get this piece cleaned off. Then what I've done here is I cut out that corner cap brace because I don't need that corner cap. Eventually what's going to happen is this section of sheet metal and this section of sheet metal. Eventually what's going to happen is this section of sheet metal and this section of sheet metal are going to slide as far on as possible and cover this I don't know, this dipped in area, whatever you want to call it. So then we're going to eventually cut this out and we'll just bring the two together and we'll weld up the joints, and this whole dipped in part will be gone so that it resembles the YJ and CJ style tub as opposed to the LJ tub. So the next step is I need to cut this out after I'm done cutting the other side. Then that way this whole tub will be sitting just like this tub, then I can bring the two together. Alright, the next piece that we're trying to build in, you can see I put a bunch of holes in. I'm going to do some plug welds as well as a couple of lap on top here. So this piece here is going to be underneath this. I'm going to break it so it goes in and comes up this wall. I put holes in along this side as well. So that's going to support the side of the fender. I made a couple of these pieces. This is going to have to come out. We're going to come out about, I guess at least 1.5 inches. We'll see what it looks like up the side there. So probably a solid inch up the side.